All the books on this week's Hot 10 are absolutely phenomenal. But is now the time to buy them? Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and today is another episode of the Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this one, I take the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and I break them down for you guys, letting you know which I'm buying, and of course, which books I'm staying away from right here and now. But before we get started, like before every video, I ask you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that sub button, do me the favor, smash the like button because it does help the channel out. And believe it or not, guys, today we have a very special sponsor for this video. Let's check them out. Eat snacks, get rewarded. I partnered with Booster Snacks to get your snack game on with a side of collectible cards. You know we're all about collectibles here on the channel, but we also love great tasting potato chips. With that said, Booster Snacks is changing the landscape of how you snack. They have two dynamic flavors, Fireburst and Icy Ranch. Whether you like your chips hot and spicy or as cool as the other side of the pillow, Booster Snacks has you covered. Not only are these snacks kosher and gluten-free, but included with every purchase are collectible micro cards. That's right, they'll even throw in their own collectible micro sleeves to protect those cards. And it doesn't stop there. Every bag has a peel and reveal sticker, each with its unique code which can be redeemed on their website to earn a random amount of booster points. Those booster points allow you to buy even more packs of exclusive cards at zero cost to you. They'll even cover the shipping. Don't miss out, as each collectible set has limited print runs, each with the chance of landing an ultra rare parallel card like this one, a 4 out of 5 star Water Dino Horn. But wait, hold on, there's more. PSA, yes, that's right, PSA, the leading card grader and encapsulator, will grade these collectible cards if you're so inclined. Right now, if you use the code MIGHTY25, you will get 25% off your order. Booster Snacks makes snacking worth your time. Remember, more snacks equals more packs. A big thank you to Booster Snacks for sponsoring this video, but now there's only one thing left to say.
Let's fucking go.
Starting off this week's list at number 10 is a copy of TMNT The Last Ronin #1 and the first appearance of Oroko Hiroto, the grandson of the Shredder, and Casey Marie Jones, the daughter of Casey and April. Right now there is news of a live action film that is pushing this book higher as we speak, and we just had a CGC Gem Mint 10 that just sold for $3,000, up a whopping 71% since 2023. We also had a CGC 9.8 sale of $300, up 64% over the average. If you guys don't own this book, I can tell you it is a hell of a read. The entire series has been phenomenal, but do I want to spend $3,000 on a Gem in 10? Hell no. Buy the book because you love the characters TMNT and you want to read the actual storyline. If you want to own a 9.8 for $300, I don't think it's a bad price, but for me, at these prices, I'm probably staying away. It's about the story, not exactly the value of the book. At the 9th spot this week is a new book to this list. It is a copy of the 3D Zone #16 and this classic girl cover by the great Dave Stevens. We all know how hot his books are right now. And we just had a CGC 9.8 that just sold for $1,907, up 6% over the average. We also had a CGC 9.2 sale of $333, up only 1% over the average. People are going crazy right now trying to pick up all his books in the community. Every time I'm on a live sale, people are looking for Dave Stevens. With that said, I think this book is probably one of his better ones. I actually enjoy good girl and bad girl art. I'm not paying up $200,000 for a copy, but hell, maybe for a high grade for around $300 for one like this, I might be inclined. But if you're not a Dave Stevens fan and you don't want to own any of the books, then hell, I'd be staying away right here, right now. Back at number 8 this week is a copy of New Mutants 87 and the first appearance of Cable. And we just had a super high grade 9.8 sell for $480, but up only 1% over the average. I told you guys this the last time this book was on the list. I think this book is very undervalued in a 9.8. With that said, there are a ton of copies out there of this one, and with the whole new 9.9 thing going on at CGC, I'm kind of afraid that this book in a 9.8 is going to take a beating sooner rather than later. However, I do think this book shall be owned, so if you're a Cable fan and you want to own the book, I'm definitely suggesting a 9.8 if you can get one for a good deal. Coming in at number 7 this week is a copy of Uncanny X-Men number 266 and the second appearance and first cover appearance of Gambit. R.I.P. Gambit. And we just had a CGC 9.8 that just sold last week for $700, up only 2% over the average. We all know this is a fan favorite character of the X-Men, and I do believe this book should be owned in a 9.8, but at one point about a couple of months ago, this book was averaging around 500 and change, so now we've had a sale of 700 and 700 plus a couple of weeks back. I'm kind of looking to get a deal on this book when I can. I want to wait till after Deadpool 3 comes out to see what happens, but either way, I do love this book, and it definitely should be owned. I just want to own it for the right price, and that's not right now. Falling all the way from the top spot to number 6 this week is a copy of Wolverine number 1 and the first appearance of Wolverine in his own solo title in this iconic cover by the great Frank Mylar, an amazing artist and storyteller who greatly influenced my life growing up as a young comic book reader. And we just had a CGC 9.8 that just sold last week for $780, up 17% over the average. This book is still going up. Then we had a CGC 9.4 sale of $230, up 20% over the average. Man, this book in 9.2 and 9.4 is really starting to get up there in price. With that said, I want to own the book for around $150 to $200. That's where I'm at. Anything higher than that, I just think it's a waste of money. Back at number 5 this week is a copy of New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of the Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool, a subject of the Weapon X program and the savior of the MCU.
I am soaking wet right now.
And we just had a CGC 9.8 sell for $1,692, up 21% over the average. Man, I absolutely love the trailer for Deadpool 3. I think you've seen me use it a bunch so far in this video. With that said, guys, over $1,500 is a little bit too much money to spend for this one. It was just at $1,200 about a month and a half ago. Now all of a sudden it's shooting to about $1,700. Too much money to spend right now with the movie hype going on. Wait for after that movie to come out and see where this book settles in. But yes, 100%, I definitely want to own this book. Hell, in my opinion, if you can get Ryan Reynolds to sign a 9.8, hell, even a 9.9, I would be all over it. Coming in at the 4th spot this week is one of the most undervalued comics that exists. It is a copy of Iron Man number 1 and the first ongoing title series featuring Iron Man and his origin. And we just had a CGC 9.0 that sold for $2,750, up 10% over the average. But we also had a CGC 6.0 sale of $720, up 11% over the average. I always tell you guys this book is super undervalued and one of my favorite covers from the Silver Age. I want to spend about $500 on this book. That's really what I want to spend, and I think you can get a 5.0 or even a 5.5 for around that price range if you do some digging. But yes, I do love this book, and it always should be owned, especially if you can get it right now for a deal. Finally, we get into the top 3 of this week's list, and at the 3 spot is a copy of Fantastic Four 48 and the first appearance of the Silver Surfer in a book that has absolutely been demolished over the past 3 or 4 years. And we just had a CGC 5.0 sell for $1,469, up 5% over the average. Then we had a CGC 3.5 sale of $899, up 4% over the average. I just told you guys this book has really gone down in value at some grades almost at 75% from the highs of when Disney purchased Fox. I definitely want to own this book, and I think if you could get any grade under $1,000 from a 3.0 to around a 4.5, I'd be all over that grade point level, because that's the book and that's the grade that people mostly I think are looking around that $1,000 range from what I've seen. With that, it's a great first appearance book, the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, and a must own. Now, this book may still take a hit if we don't get Norrin Radd in the new Fantastic Four movie, but I have a hunch that he is coming. but it remains to be seen. Either way, I'm definitely a buyer of this book at the price that it's at right now. Speaking of Silver Surfer, at the 2 spot this week is a copy of Silver Surfer #1 and the first ongoing solo title featuring the Silver Surfer. And we just had a CGC 7.0 sell for $1,440, up 17% over the average. Then we had a CGC 5.0 sale of $550, up 5% over that average. Now I want to go back to that Iron Man #1. I said before around $500 I thought was a great price for that book. I'm going to say ditto right here for this one. And plus, I absolutely love this cover better than the FF48. I'd rather own an FF48 if I had to pick one, but hell, if you can own both and you're a Silver Surfer fan, I'd be all over this one in mid-grade. And finally, at the top spot, a new king for the week and a new king for the Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown. It is a copy of X-Men #1 and the first team appearance of the original X-Men team. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Angel, Beast, and of course, Professor X. And we just had a CGC 3.0 sell for $7,500, up 6% over the average. Then we had a CGC 1.0 sale of $4,854, up a whopping 13% over the average. The first thing I'm going to say to you guys is this: if you have not watched my latest eBay sales video, that 3.0 sale I covered on that video, so definitely after this one, go ahead and watch that video. With that said, I think someone overpaid a little bit for this book, but the main thing was from that video is that there were a ton of X-Men ones that sold over the past month on eBay, and I do think people are starting to unload those books right here. Now is not the time to buy this book. Yes, if you're a 20-year holder, I always say it, go ahead and buy it, keep it in your collection, and just set it and forget it. But with that said, guys, if you're looking to sell this book within the next 5 years, I would not be a buyer right here, right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Again, I want to thank Booster Snacks for sponsoring this video, and it is now time for my best buy of the week. Out of all the books on this list, you guys always know I go silver over bronze, over copper, over modern. Sometimes if we have a golden age book on this one, it could be my best buy of the week, but for now, I'm giving it to FF #48 and the first appearance of the Silver Surfer. This book has been absolutely demolished over the past time frame. With that said, I still want to own this book. I do think it's a great deal, and if the MCU does the Silver Surfer right, this book could go even higher, but remains to be seen. I won't be buying this book just for monetary value. I'll tell you that right now. Buy it because you're a big Silver Surfer fan. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.